Hey guys, Luke here and welcome back to episode 8 of my Rugby League Live 3 Win 1 Take 1 series. Now this episode I'm actually pretty excited about because there are a lot of good players on offer. I mean, if you can't tell already in the description or whatever, but we're taking on the Roosters and the Warriors. So as you can see, going through the lineups, actually quite a few good players there, especially like I'd love to get Hargraves. He's very, very good in this game. Played a few games online with him and man, I'm praying that we end up pulling a Hargraves, or I mean even Dylan Napa right here on the ball. I believe it's Napa. Sam Miles, another one we could pick up. That'd be a good player. And obviously the Warriors speaks for himself. They got probably the best best team on this game, at least for the Nines. So looking to pick up some players for there. But Sam Burgess had a big start to the game. I mean, we got the ball very early on. You saw Napa run up with the ball and it ended up touching Burgess and no knock on. It's just one of those sort of things where they throw it into the player and we picked it up. So started off well there, didn't score initially, but Sam Burgess just scores and runs straight under the post, I think it was, for the bonus try there. And I think the reason was it was like a bit of like a half line break where the fullback had to get involved, so that's why there was no fullback at home. You see McCullough very, very tired and we'll have to take him off eventually, and I believe Peter Walsh probably come on. But we had a penalty just there. They held him a little bit too long. I suggest, I would think that the Roosters are feeling a little bit tired. Now going for another try here. I think it was Hastings coming across in cover defence, but he couldn't get there. Valentine Holmes, he goes and scores. Couldn't take it around for the bonus points, but don't really need it. Haslam's a sharp shooter, and I suppose the bonus point's a bonus point, but in terms of placement of the try, Haslam's he's pretty good in this game. He's pretty darn good. And if you're wondering why, like, Haslam wouldn't have a good field goal stat or whatever, it's just conversion stats, whether it be field goal or this this field goal for this game, because they don't have conversions, or an actual conversion off a tee or whatever. It's just all rated the same, I think, for this. So that's why Haslam still has good stats for field goal, even though he hasn't kicked a field goal or whatever. But you can see here, Haslam cutting back inside there, has got enough pace to get around. I presume it was Hastings, but did enough to draw the penalty. But we end up just blowing it completely. It's just one of those ones where I know what I want to do, but I couldn't get it to like eventuate. I mean, obviously things happen in this game, so you got to deal with it. But it just didn't really work out, that play, and obviously you saw that we ended up losing the ball, and then yet again another error. So sort of shooting ourselves in the foot here. The Roosters aren't really putting up much of a fight, but we're sort of being our own worst enemy in terms of if we lose this game or whatever, it'll probably be down to that. See, Ben Hanson throws a dummy, probably one of the poorest dummies I've thrown, and we get very fortunate that we scored from that. I mean, we really shouldn't have. I think it was just one of those ones where the game sort of like glitched out or whatever, because if you take a look at the replay, you have a look at it again, and you'll notice that we ended up just running straight past the player. Like, we actually made contact with the player, but no tackle was made. It was very, very strange, but I'll take it. And then Valentine Holmes scores his second bonus try of the game. So we're racking up a bit of a score here, and I'm pretty happy about that. If we can get some bonus players, I'll be thrilled. But 24 turns into 26, and one more try would see us get that bonus point. And Josh Hoffman, probably my favourite player in this side, ends up scoring, getting us that bonus play, gets us into the 30s, and we got a shot at goal, which is just a consolation kick, I suppose. And Haslam puts it well wide, put it right in the red, so what's to be expected there, even for a sharpshooter like El Magic. But yeah, 30-0 win. I'll take that every day, though. I'm pretty sure it's 30-0. Can't recall them scoring for some reason. Yeah, 30-0. Valentine Holmes man of the match, I think, was deserved, with him scoring, I think it was 2 tries. Maybe it wasn't. Oh yeah, just the one bonus try and then a normal try. So that's why it said 2 bonus tries or whatever. So let's take a look at those 2 plays we're getting. So that's number 5 and number 9. So let's take a look at the first one. And the first player is Jackson Hastings, who had a fair bit of involvement in that game, at least if that's who I was thinking it was. He has a pretty distinguishing haircut. I don't really know too much, like, if that's much of the likeness of him. But the second player is Brendan Elliott, who've seen a bit of him in first grade, and I mean, it kind of looks like him, I suppose. I can't remember exactly what he looks like, but he's listed as a centre on here, and I've only ever seen him play wing in first grade, but maybe he is a centre. But both of them are rated quite low. Well, Hastings actually rated the highest for like under 20s plays, which is what he is. But Brendan Elliott is about 74 rated, so he won't be seeing any game time. So a bit disappointing with all those players we could have got from the Roosters, and we got the bonus play as well. We end up with those 2. No offense to those players, but it's just in terms of our side, we've already covered in those ones. Now the Warriors, this is where it could get real interesting. A lot of good players on offer. I mean, you got got your Vadavides, you got your Sean Johnson, Sam Tompkins, very good, very good in this game. Madalinos, Hurrells, everyone. They got the most stacked side, I think, at least for a Nines. And then like in like 13 aside, they translate to that very well in this game as well. I suppose they don't have that inconsistency on this game. I mean, obviously in real life, you know how good they are when they're on, and I suppose when you're doing the stats for a game, you have to sort of go for what they are if they were on at their best, because you don't want to misrepresent them and say, oh well, every now and again they play pretty well, but for those one games that they do play or whatever, sometimes they're unstoppable, and if it never happens on the game, then it's not really, doesn't really represent too well. They're a hard side to put into stats, is what I'm trying to say. Same way is on the FIFAs and that Balotellis and all them, people who don't score that often but have the ability to go and score heaps, usually get rated pretty well. But we did score, try pretty early on. I think it was Folau. I think there was just a pretty shitty offload, but ended up being alright for us. And then here we're going to benefit greatly from another shitty error from the AI. For some reason they felt the need to throw the inside pass. That's usually something that's kept for the Be A Pro stuff, but this time they went for it, and we benefited pretty well. Went straight into the back of Hoffman, and Israel Folau actually went over the line. I was trying to dive, but I don't know if it didn't let me. Actually, it wasn't Folau. I don't know who it was who did that, but Andrew Palik is the try scorer. I'm pretty sure it was Folau who got involved in one of the passes leading up to that try. But McCullough just stepping around the defender there, and Hazem missing yet again. We've been missing probably about once every game, so it is hard. It is hard to get used to this goal kicking, I'll tell you that much. I think I'm liking the goal kicking system. Like I said, it is very hard, and the computer doesn't kick every single one as well, which is nice. But it was more Lala, I think his name was. I think he's played a little bit of first grade. He's a dude who I think he used to play second row or something like that, and came in the first grade. I think he's taller than Money Vadavai and stuff. So I mean, that could be a scary partnership them in real life. Money Vadavai and that Morlalo dude, if it eventuates. I mean, they're losing a few wingers next year. Although they're gaining two of us a check, but they're losing a few players. So who knows, maybe we might see this dude on the wing. But we do benefit from, I think it was Tompkins who got Simb in there, and right before half time we had a chance. We got tackled pretty easily. I mean, there wasn't really too much we could have done. We just had that one play, but it's really up into the second half to come out and try and blow them off the park to start the second half. But it didn't really start off too well. You can see here they're throwing it around the Warriors. They got one less player in the park and still creating so much space. Like, we've got cover defense coming along eventually, and Folletti Mateo was the one who made the tackle. And I talked about Folletti. He's actually a pretty good player on this game. He's got the size, speed, skill, whatever. Oh, he hasn't really got the speed, to be honest, but he's got everything but the speed. But Israel Folau definitely has the speed here, and I think it's Sean Johnson who's chasing, but he's not going to get a hold of Folau with a start, and Folau ends up scoring his second try of the game. That's at least his first bonus. Oh, the first one was a bonus as well, I think, straight under the post as well. So second try. And then Valentine Holmes, who we took Hazem off for a little bit. And you can see here Fecky bring him on. I think I talked about him briefly maybe earlier this episode, talking about getting him involved. And as you can see here, we threw him on the wing for Hazem. And I will say, it was a little bit underwhelming. Didn't really do too much. It wasn't any better than Hazem. I mean, Hazem's a 90 rated for me on this game, but I think Fecky's an 82. But I was expecting him to be a little bit better. Seemed a little bit slow to play on the wing compared to some of these other wingers. But, I mean, it was worth giving a shot, right? Now, Valentine Holmes came up with a nice little run down the edge, stepped past one player, but it got brought down just before the line. And then the pass that Hoffman received to eventually score from wasn't intended to go to him, but it did end up with him, and I'm glad it did. Maybe it actually sort of benefited us that they threw a bit of a bullet pass and he grabbed it. And Valentine Holmes also kicked the goal as well, so he kicked 2 from 2, so 100% from Valentine Holmes. Very good player for us, and I like to keep him in the squad as much as possible, even in the 13-man side. I really rate him in real life too, so pretty happy to have him on board. But just the one player, it would have been nice if we could have got the bonus points, and that, bonus player, I keep saying points, the bonus player, but it wasn't meant to be, and we pick up another, like, sort of, a player we don't really need. Like I said, I've listed off a few players I'd like to get, and we just never seem to get those players that we want. A little bit disappointing, but that's just how it is when you use a random generator to pick your player. Anyways, that's where the video is going to end. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you leave a like, it'd be very much appreciated. If you can subscribe to my channel, also very much appreciated. Leave a like, leave a comment. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Luke on YT. Facebook page in the description below. And once again, thanks for watching it, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.